Hi people, karibuni sana to my channel. Thank you for joining me. Asanteni sana for your support, for being there for me. And I am so grateful. I am so happy for the love you have shown to me. And ninasema mubarikiwe sana. And today we are here to discuss something very interesting. And we are talking about the advantages and the disadvantages of getting married young. And by young, I don't know what young means to you. There are those ladies that plan, maybe I would want to get married at 25. Others, I would like to get married at 23. Others, I would like to get married at 30. To some, 30 is young. To some, 25 is young. To some, 23 is young. But it all depends with you, and it all depends on what you'd like and what is maturity to you before you get into marriage. And today I'm here to tell you my story and at what age I got married and how the journey has been this far. Actually, it is 11 years later. So, I hope you're ready for this. So Mimi, I got married at 22 years. Yes, 22 years. Hey. 22. What was I thinking about that? 22. Anyway, actually, when I was not 22, I was 21. I was almost turning to 22 because I celebrate my birthday on December and my wedding was in August. Anyhow, I got married at 22. Yes, 22, where you are right now. I'm where you were at 22. And this far, I just thank God. Marriage has been awesome. Marriage has been good. Not by my own power, but by the grace of God. And I say glory to his name alone. So the journey from 22 years old till now, it has been awesome. It has been good. But of course, there has been challenges. I have faced challenges and I have also enjoyed at the same time. So today I want to help you. If you're there and you have this guy or this friend of yours who is asking for your hand in marriage and you're almost that age or you're close to that and you don't know if you're too young or you're too old, because you see, marriage is one thing that no one has ever experienced. So there's that fear that you have towards getting into marriage. But I am here to tell you my experience. Maybe it will help you make that decision. Are you going to say yes to this guy, or are you going to take your time and wait until you're 30, until you're 27 or 28, and so on? And I want to share what do I start with? Advantages or disadvantages? I think let us start with disadvantages. Disadvantages of getting married young. Because enyewe 22, it's very young. Yes, we can call it young, but who knows? God is the one who has the plan of our lives. There are people who have entered marriage at 22 and their marriages are sustained. And there are others that got married at latter ages, but they still have challenges. So somebody told me during my time that maturity is not the number of years. Maturity is all about you and the attitude you have towards the marriage you're entering into. So, disadvantage number one of getting married young. Hey, disadvantage number one is criticism. My friend, when I announced that I want to get married to my fiancé, now my husband, I really got a lot of criticism from people, from friends, from churchmates, from leaders of the places I was, from workmates, and so on. So it's like people thought that I don't understand what I am doing, and others felt like, why too soon? Others thought that maybe I'm expectant or something like that. Others thought that I don't understand what I'm getting into. And let me tell you, people called me for meetings. People asked me questions. Others even used my parents to criticize me from getting into marriage. And thank God for my parents, because they stood with me. And when I went and told them of the decision I have made, they took me so positively and they encouraged me. And I got into it by faith. They prayed for me, they supported me, and here I am today. So you get a lot of criticism from people. People think that you don't understand what you're getting into. And there's that notion that people have that marriage is about suffering. That is what people think, that once you get into marriage ni stress, kusafa, sijui ni kukaliwa, sijui ni people think like submission is like hell in marriage. So people had that notion in them. But I had decided personally, I had made up my mind that I want to get married at that age. So criticism will be there. If you're there and you're planning to announce your marriage at that age, be ready for criticism. People will tell you all sorts of things. People will tell you to enjoy life before you get into marriage. Why should I enjoy life now? Kwani I can't enjoy life with my husband, the man of my youth? Acha niendelee. Let me get into marriage. Let us enjoy together with him. So expect criticism from people, but stand firm. If you have this guy and he's a serious guy and he's purposed, and you have understood about the marriage you're getting into it, ingia ndani, achana na watu, achana na criticism za watu. Number two disadvantage that I got when I got into marriage is that I lost some friends. I lost some friends, because there are those friends mlikuwa nao ligi same, like mko nao age group same. Some of them wako shule, some of them wako working class. Wewe hapo unataka kuambia ati unaolewa. Ukishaolewa first year ndio hiyo umeshaona uko na ball, ndio hiyo mtoi amekuja. Sasa mtadiscuss nini? What will you discuss with these friends? What will you have in common with these friends? How wako raha zao, how they are enjoying their life and doing all sorts of things. But for you, you have issues here you're handling. You have a baby, sometimes the baby is unwell. You don't have anyone to call at your mtoto wangu. Hata watakwambia nini, because they don't have that experience. So you lose some friends that maybe you are in the same that club of friends together. So be ready to lose some of your friends. Some of them will feel like they are not ready to work with married women. Yes. Some of them will feel like they're not ready to work with mothers. Yes. But the best thing is that once you cross over to the other side, now you will find another company of friends who are mothers like you, who are young mothers like you, who are in the same stage of life of marriage like you. So those friends that you had, you might lose some of them. So get ready for that, because I experienced that myself. Number 3 disadvantage that I got when I got married young is that I lost my focus on career. Yes, my focus on career akilipotea. Sikujielewa. For me kwanza it was worse, because I was even in college that time and I failed the exams, but I didn't even have that time to go back and repeat my NEC exams, because sasa utaenda kulipa NEC exams ama utaanza kutafuta pesa ya komiti ya harusi. Hey, wacha nikwambie, you will lose your career focus. If you're there and maybe haujamaliza shule ama you still have plans of going back to school, not soon. Get married first. The rest of the things will come back later in life. So to me, I lost my career focus. Like the course I was doing even that time, it's not the course that I came later to do after I got married, because of course after marriage, after some time, I think 2-3 years ago, I went back to school, I did another course and I graduated. But it's not the same course I did that other time, because the other one I failed. I never went back to repeat the exams. So you will lose your focus in terms of career. It will get to a place of you will put career aside and now start focusing on your children, on your husband. So take for example, you're there and you have a class and you have a toddler, my friend, you'll go to class, ama you'll take care of your child, ama you're a nursing mother in the house. Hallelujah. Nursing mothers in the house, and you're supposed to be there at in class for who? Unakaa hivi class, you start thinking about your baby, maziwa ndio hiyo inateremuka, how? So you forget about your career and you focus on marriage and take care of your family. So if you're ready to get married at a younger stage, not unless umemalizana, like you're through with the stages of education that maybe according to you would want to be through before you get married. But if you're still focusing on getting back to school, just put it a pause until further, which may happen or not. It all depends also with the person you're getting married to. Do you know there are some husbands who discourage their wives from going back to school? Yes, they are there. There are those that feel like, why are you going back to school? To do what? For what? So it is upon you to choose if you still want to continue, ama you still want to put it a pause, go back to school, do what you're supposed to do, and then get married later. So that's a disadvantage. Remember, it's a disadvantage. Tumesema career, tumesema you lose friends, tumesema criticism. Those are some of the disadvantages that you will face. I know there are so many, but those are some of the disadvantages that you will face when you get married at a younger stage. There's so many others I know that come along with that. There's so many challenges of marriage, and you're young, you will have to face. So lazima you brace yourself well when you're getting into marriage. But where there are disadvantages, there are also advantages. So I also got some good things that I have learned and that have kept me going in marriage for that time, and putting into consideration that I got married young. Now, one thing that I enjoy, and I am happy that God connected me to my husband at a younger age, is that I got my kids at a younger age. Yes, at a younger age. And I thank God, because when you're young, you're able to give birth to your children, and by the time you reach that prime age, you already have your kids with you. They are growing as you're growing. So that is one advantage that I really enjoy and I really thank God for, because after now you get your kids, have you seen those people that walk with their children and they look like their brothers and sisters? That one. Yes, that one. That is what I also envy and I really admire. And I thank God, because my kids are growing as we are growing, as we continue. Number two thing that is an advantage and that I really enjoy and thank God for after getting married at 22 is that I got to mature early. I got to mature early. I would take, for example, you're there and you're 22, you're a mama's girl or a daddy's girl. You've been brought up by a house help, and even all along you're grown up, but you still have that help. So there are things you don't still do for yourself. And you're here, you are married, you have a husband in the house, you have a child. My friend, you just need to mature early, because these people are depending on you. Your husband is depending on you. Your kid is depending on you. You have so many things to handle. You have a house girl to manage. You have your husband to assist. We are helpers. You have him there to help. You have your kids there. So you're handling too much and you're only one person. Itabidi too you get mature, because if you're not mature, it will mean that there will be a crisis in your family. So that is one thing that I am happy that has happened, is that I got to mature early, and sometimes I look at myself and I'm so proud of myself, and I just thank God, because it's through handling the things that I have handled from a tender age that I got to learn, that I got an experience. Experience is a good teacher, by the way. Experience is a good teacher. It is through that I got to mature And I really thank God for that. So you get your kids early, you get to mature early. Number 3 thing is that you get to enjoy your marriage when you're married young. Because I know when you get married at a tender age, of course, you're not getting married to a very old, not unless in very special circumstances, but you're not getting married to a very old person. Maybe the person you're getting married to, you have an age difference of some few years, for example. So this person is young as you are. So you get to enjoy life. You spice up your family, you spice up your marriage, you play along with your children, you explore so many things. You still have that time, that childish in you that is making you explore so many things together, because you all have your time. Sometimes when people are at that very latter stage, their focus is different. There are some that are thinking about maybe retirement, for example. There are some that are thinking about other things, so they don't even have that time. Yani wanakimbizana na life, they are chasing life, because nile kukimbizana na life, because time is limited. But for you, you're still under 30, you still have your time, you're still enjoying, exploring things, the husband and wife, exploring all sorts of things, all sorts of styles. Hey. So it is an advantage, my friend. Let me tell you, it is an advantage, because it just makes life interesting. It just makes marriage interesting and fun. So if you're there and you're planning, or you're thinking of getting married at that age, I'm telling you, it is not a bad decision you're making. It is a good decision you're making. You better get married to this guy and grow in life together. You better get married to him at this early stage, so that you progress in life together. You learn lessons in life together. You make mistakes in life together and correct them later, because you have time to correct. You get your kids at an early stage, and you grow with your kids together. You explore, you move, you travel, those things. It is good to grow together. Make mistakes together. Tomorrow correct them. You have that time to correct them. So those are some of the advantages that I also learned. There are so many. There's the issue of health. When you're young, you're still energetic. Your body is still strong. You can give birth to your kids at a shorter interval and so on. Even Kiswahili says samaki mkunje angali mbichi. So when you're young, you're able to do those things. You're energetic. You're able. And something else I've come to realize that is an advantage also and has been an advantage to me, because I got married young, is because along the way, while I'm in marriage, I got to discover who I am. Yes, I got to discover who I am. Because sometimes at 22, let me tell you without lying, I didn't know who I was. Like, sikujijua like so well who I was. I just knew I got into marriage with the right attitude, and I knew because I saw my parents' marriage, and I knew marriage is a good thing, and I got into marriage. But understanding who I am as Miriam, I never, at that time, I think I didn't know so well about myself. But later on, in the process of bringing up my children, in the process of being in marriage and so on, I have come to realize who I am. So there's no mix up of responsibilities. I have already completed the responsibility of a family. Okay, I've not completed. I'm still moving on. But when your children are very young, or when you're in that process of early stages of marriage, like right now I'm over 10 years in marriage, you're still busy doing those very busy things in your marriage, and you still don't have that time to sit down and consider and realize who you are. So it is, I think when I got to almost my 30s that I came to sit down and know, who am I? What has God called me? Which is very important, because at this stage, at my prime stage, is now when I am able to focus on God and focus on myself and focus on what I want and realize who I am. So that is another advantage, because I'm just taking it for example, you get married at later stages. So before you come to realize yourself, maybe if you have not realized yourself early enough, before you come to realize yourself, you're still sorting out other things. So to me, that has been an advantage. And what I would like to advise you or to encourage you is that getting married young is good, both for men and for ladies. Getting married young is very good. Actually, even for men, it is also good, because they start working hard towards the responsibilities they have for their families at a very early stage. And as they continue, they grow together with their family, they go together with their wife, and so on. So if you're there, but I'm not saying you just get into marriage with anyone, you have to be very sure before making this decision. It is not unless this you have to be very sure, like, this person you're getting into marriage with is the right person for you. And age should not be a factor. Don't look at yourself like, I'm at this age and I feel I'm too young. Are you ready yourself? Just ask yourself that question. Are you ready? Are you ready to handle a family? Do you have the right attitude to get into marriage? That is all you need to ask yourself. Age is not a factor. There are people who are old enough, but they are not ready to get into marriage. There are people who are young and they can make very good wives. So I hope those advantages and those disadvantages will help you make that decision. But always remember that not unless you're very sure, that is something I'll let you know. Not unless you're very sure, and get knowledge about marriage. Right now it's not like during our time. Of course, during our time we had people who could talk to us about marriage. But right now you have all the sources to tell you about marriage. You have books to read about marriage. You have YouTube channels to watch and understand about marriage. So even when you're getting into it and messing up, you have all the knowledge around you to tell you about marriage. So understand it. After you've understood it and you have the right person, then get into it. Start it. The earlier you start it, the better. Of course, disadvantages are there. Of course, you'll face some challenges, but the earlier you get into it, the better. Hope this video has been of importance to you. Thank you for joining my channel once more. Kindly remember to subscribe. Remember to like this video. Remember to share this video. And let's make this video public, and let's make it viral. Let people get assisted, and also support my channel through your subscription. God bless you, and see you in my next video.